Hello there guys, Manchester City won at Newcastle United. Now that's 18 wins in a row and that's 15 points clear of second place Manchester United. It wasn't a vintage performance, it was a niggly, dull, in general pretty tedious game, but we have won. We have got 3 more points. We have continued this imperious winning streak. We have now gone 20 games unbeaten in the Premier League and we look like we're strolling to the title. It wasn't a good performance, but you can't always have your cake and eat it. We can't expect perfection every single performance. We've got to the stage now, and you've got to laugh when you say this out loud, where we're now disappointed for not winning quite good enough. Usually going away to St James's Park in such a proud fan base against a team like Newcastle during the winter period full of niggly, tiring games, you'd expect it maybe to be a little bit of a struggle, but in general, Newcastle were really negative and gave us very little to do. So even though we didn't play that well, I can't moan too much. It wasn't a performance for the class, but it was a performance that yielded yet another 3 points. I will take that any day, given the fact that we're so often spoiled by a plethora of goals and a plethora of chances. And we did have plenty of chances. I think Sergio Aguero had a game to forget, really. So did Gabriel Jesus. Those two really haven't got into their goal scoring strides recently, and I think it's starting to cost us a little bit. Well, it isn't costing us yet, but it could cost us soon. We can't be that wasteful in front of goal. Aguero, a man that isn't at his best of, say, 4 or 5 years ago. I think if we had Aguero 2011 in this team, he'd be nearly a 45 goal striker in this team. I'm almost certain, given the chances we've created, he'd be scoring a record number of goals in the Premier League. But it isn't happening for him. He's wasted some pretty decent chances today, truth be told. And I'm a big Sergio Aguero fan, do not get me wrong. And Gabriel Jesus as well. Apart from that one pass to Kevin De Bruyne where he played the 1-2, and that was a lovely 1-2, don't get me wrong. Apart from that, he was pretty much invisible. He came on in the 10th minute after Vincent Kompany, and we'll get onto it in a bit. Created an injury, came on in the 10th minute, and he was largely non-existent. Now, I'll let him off. Maybe he's not used to the temperature over here. Maybe he's not used to the Premier League fully yet. I'm probably stretching a little bit given the fact he's been in for a while, but he is still a young lad still. I think it's worth considering that sometimes, and he will go hot and cold every now and then, in the way that Sane's gone hot and cold recently. But he still looks a little bit wasteful too. He still looks like he struggles to get into games sometimes. And those two aren't really kind of, pulling many trees at the moment. And I think we need some strikers. And I'm sure Pep will be looking for a striker in the summer that could maybe take us to the next level. Surely, maybe it could be one of those two. But at the moment, they're both flattering to deceive a little bit. They're both obviously very good players, but they need to go up a level. I'm not trying to be reactionary there. It's just a kind of gut instinct at the moment that I think Guardiola will look to bring in further firepower in the summer, be that Sanchez or be that someone else. I don't know, but there are obviously signs of Aguero and Guardiola's relationship being a little bit, I don't know, kind of tense at best, at worst maybe tense. And Jesus has a lot to prove still, but he has got plenty of time on his side. But anyway, we can't waste that many chances going forward, because teams better than Newcastle will take, even some teams worse than Newcastle will make us pay for that. I thought Newcastle were largely pretty awful. I think Gary Neville, I was watching on Sky, was right to say that their first 30 minutes for Newcastle was an embarrassment. They were almost pathetically negative. I don't mind teams defending. I'm not that kind of person who's going to be snobbish about that. But literally kicking the ball towards a kick-off, it felt like they tried to score from kick-off and then literally just defended it. Nothing else for 30 minutes. It was almost pathetic how deep they sat. And in the Premier League and a bunch of multi-million-pound players, they are not Burton Albion, or they are not, I don't know, a Colchester or a Macclesfield. They shouldn't be sitting that deep. They are professional Premier League footballers, a lot of them internationals. They should be playing a lot further up the pitch than that. And that first 30 minutes was dreadful, but then they did come back into it a little bit, and fair play to them. They had a decent little chance. Rolando Aarons suddenly drafted him from nowhere after disappearing for a year. He capitalised on a Walker slip and nearly tipped Ederson for Otamendi to save it on the line. Otamendi was yet again simply fantastic. He's becoming a rock and a leader in this team, and given the fact that we need him at the moment, given the fact that obviously Mangala still isn't our number one choice, never will be, and Kompany is sadly made of glass, it's great seeing him develop into this almost captain-like person for us. He's an absolute rock. He's cut out all the rash decisions from his game. He's strong and he seems to be getting better every week. We need John Stones back though, and there's rumours that he could be back very, very soon, and we do need him. It was absolutely gutting to watch Vincent Kompany limp off yet again. I don't even know what had happened. There was barely a tackle made and he went off injured. It's devastating for the man. I mean, obviously I value him highly. I wouldn't be called what I am on this channel, Esteemed Kompany, if I didn't have great opinions of our captain, but It pains me to say it. He looks like his legs cannot just kind of stand up to the strain week in, week out of Premier League and professional football anymore. I'm hoping they'll fix it, but it looks very, very unlikely these days, doesn't it? It looks likely when Van Dijk's going to Liverpool for a reported £75 million, that we'll definitely try and find someone in the summer, because we need that centre-back support, given the fact that Mangala isn't going to be at City next season. Kompany might not be here either. We didn't really get going though in general, but there was one moment of class, and that came from Kevin De Bruyne, a beautifully pinged ball onto Raheem Sterling, and yet again, it's another match-winning performance for Raheem Sterling. He started on the left, he wasn't at his most incisive best, but I think he's much better on the right, but he still was decisive when it mattered, and that's what all Raheem Sterling's doing this season. You cannot doubt his effort, you cannot doubt his commitment, and his ability to get something when we need something. Him, De Bruyne, it's normally Sane and Silva over the left hand side, but obviously with Silva's absence, and I hope everything's okay for him. I don't know what it is before anyone asks me. I presume it's more personal problems, whatever it may be. Hopefully he'll be fine soon, and hope his family's okay. But without him there, we didn't have that Silva and Sane kind of link up. It was mainly De Bruyne kind of drifting over to the left and linking up with Sterling, which is obviously a conscious decision given the fact that they play. De Bruyne usually plays slightly more to the right, linking up with Sterling over there, so he shifted to the left a little bit today and linked up with Sterling over on that side. Bernardo Silva was relatively quiet. Kyle Walker had a pretty poor game, to be honest. He had one of the worst games he's come to since he joined Manchester City, but he wasn't comfortable in the end, and it didn't really matter. He's had one of those nights to forget. And in general, it was just a very average game, a 6 out of 10 performance, but I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to sit here and moan given the fact that we are 15 points clear. That's absolutely mad now. Out of the remaining, 18 games United have to win, pretty much all of them, we're being totally honest, to have a chance of overturning Manchester City. The title is more or less ours. We just need to now keep them going and keep picking up points, and eventually it'll come to the point where teams don't even bother trying to chase us anymore. It's a fantastic time to be a Blue. I hope you all had an absolutely wonderful Christmas as well. Thank you as well for all the support on the channel this year. I'll do some more videos up before New Year. I just wanted to say that because I do appreciate every single one of you watch these videos. You make my life a lot happier, so thank you very much. Guys, 18 wins in a row in the league. We are still unbeaten in 20 games, which is just a phenomenal stat, and 15 points clear. Go and enjoy the rest of your evening.